Hi, welcome to SBR Sports Picks. I'm Peter Loshak. Today is Tuesday, May 3rd. We are talking right now with SBR contributor and hockey handicapping expert Dana Lane. We're going to take a look at the three NHL playoff games that go tonight. Dana Lane, thanks for being back with us. The first game, Tampa Bay and the Islanders, right? The series is tied up 1-1. Tampa Bay played really well in Game 2, made adjustments, and played great. So it seems like they're going to be able to repeat that here. But the Islanders are just a scrappy team, right? We didn't expect them to do as well as they did against Florida, and they've certainly impressed so far against Tampa Bay here. So I'm not super eager to bet against the Islanders in this situation, even though that would be my lean towards Tampa Bay. What's your sense on Game 3 and Tampa Bay Islanders?
Yeah, I think we'll take a shot with the Islanders tonight. You're getting a pretty good small price on that. And certainly to this point, maybe, Pete, that Thomas Greiss has outplayed Ben Bishop, even in the second game in which Tampa Bay won. Ben Bishop only faced 19 shots in that game, so I'm not 100% convinced that he's over his Game 1 woes. And man, Thomas Greiss is his 1.58 goals against average is absolutely phenomenal. Exactly what you want out of a goaltender that's going to lead you into the third round. I will say this for the Islanders, they do need to find more secondary scoring because I think up to this point, the Lightning has been able to shut down the Tavares line and without much worry that they're going to get much offense from anybody else. So we are going to take a chance with the Islanders tonight. I think it is going to be a scrappy, low-scoring game, and you're getting the best of the line both on the Islanders and on the under 5.
Yeah, I was thinking about the under as well at plus 105. Might be a good bet. And then let's talk about Nashville, San Jose. Now, we're going to give you some big kudos here, Dana Lane. You predicted, first of all, that San Jose would beat the Kings, would get past them. And you also predicted that San Jose was dangerous to make a deep run in the playoffs and had some value on their futures odds. They've certainly impressed so far. They took the first two games against Nashville. Nashville looked like they might be cooked. Looks like they might be cooked. They maybe can't quite hang with San Jose after their grueling first-round series. And now the series moves back to Nashville. We know how good San Jose has been on the road this year. What's your take on this game? Take San Jose?
Well, San Jose certainly has them right where they want them. I would think they're on the road at Bridgestone and away from the SAP Center. But, San Jose's goal differential on the road is a plus 33, which is absolutely phenomenal. And they've won 21 out of their last 28. The one thing about San Jose, when you talk about goal differential, is does a team get stronger as the game progresses? And you can certainly say that about the Sharks, especially on the road. And I love teams that are extremely difficult to put away as the game goes on. The Washington Capitals are another prime example of that. The Sharks this year, of course, are 31-13 on the road. They've won 6 out of the last 7 playoff games, and their power play success at 35% is what has separated them so far in their first 2 series. And to put that in perspective, in the regular season, their power play hit at a 23% rate, and now you're at 35, which is almost unheard of. And you couple that with the fact that the Nashville penalty kill has been not so good, killing at just over 68%. This is not a formula for me to back the Nashville Predators until I see something different.
All right, so would you have a pick in this one, or is it a wait-and-see situation?
No, we're going to take San Jose plus a little bit of money in some spots. We're going to play the over at minus $1.09. And if you're feeling a little edgy in this game, maybe come out and play Nashville in the first period, hoping to grab that, while San Jose probably is the team to play over 3 periods.
Right, and my pick on the game, I just bet the San Jose team total over 2.5 at about minus 125 in each of the first 2 games, and of course those cash, and I think I would do the same thing here. It'll be a little less than minus 125, I think. And then the third game is Dallas and St. Louis, and we've discussed the series. This might be our favorite series of this round of the playoffs. We both like the under in Game 1, in Game 1, and that one lost, but I wasn't fazed by that. I came back big on the over in Game 2, and that one cashed. And now here in Game 3, I'm liking the over again. It opened at over 5 minus 120. The market quickly reacted. Now it's all the way up to a minus 140 or 145. But I think even at those odds, I would still be liking the over. And we've talked about how we think that Dallas is just a little bit undervalued and getting disrespected on their odds overall in the playoffs, their futures odds, their game lines. And here at plus 120, as an underdog at St. Louis, I think they have some value. I'd take a shot with Dallas at plus 120 as well. What's your take on this one, Dana Lane?
Yeah, it's a pretty big line for the number one number one seed. It's usually you'll see in the 20 range, but we saw a couple times where the dog came up and bit Chicago as a larger favor in the playoffs. But one of the things that I love that San Jose is doing is they are keeping Dallas off the power play. In fact, the Dallas Stars have just 7 power play opportunities, which have totaled just over 12 minutes. And that's huge for St. Louis, who is not known for having the best penalty kill in the league, against the Dallas Stars, whose power play is extremely powerful. Vladimir Tarasenko has to get more involved for the Blues tonight. I don't know if there's some backlash from the issue with the issue last week over playing time, but certainly he, in his last 2 games, he started to get that playing time. He's over 20 minutes a game in the last 2 games, but you can't have your superstar on your team only getting 5 shots in 2 games. I expect him to be much more involved tonight, and I do like the St. Louis Blues tonight, and the reason being that Patrick Eaves is going to be out, and of course we know about the injury to Tyler Seguin, but there's going to be the potential of some young kids in the lineup that just were called up from the Texas Stars. Either Chris McKenzie or Brent Ritchie has been hinted at as getting some ice time tonight. So you potentially will have some unknowns on the ice. And I do like St. Louis because I just don't think that we've seen the best out of them offensively yet.
All right, even at minus 135, kind of a decent favorite line there.
Yeah, I mean, it's, look, it's not, if we have to give an opinion, I think I like St. Louis better. This may be a personal pass just because I don't love the way that the money line is going, but we do like the over in this, and in fact, Pete, if you don't want to lay $1.40 on the over, we do see a 5.5 out there at plus money, so you might want to take a chance on that as well.
All right, so let me ask you before we wrap things up, out of the 3 games that go tonight, what's your single favorite bet if you had to pick one?
I tell you, I really like St. Louis tonight because I think we've seen the best out of Dallas so far, and I don't think we've seen the best out of the Blues. And I think Tarasenko is going to have a huge night, and I think we're going to see the Brian Elliott of old. And to be honest with you, Pete, again, it's a broken record, but I just don't love the goaltending situation in Dallas.
And I think my favorite play would be the over in Dallas-St. Louis, even at minus 140, although obviously I would have much preferred the opening line of minus 120. Dana Lane, thanks so much. We will talk to you again tomorrow for the Wednesday games.
I appreciate your time as always, Pete. Thank you.